Yo, Grassroots Podcast. We are back with another episode. Be sure to check us out, Grassroots Podcast, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you hit the notification button to be notified for our latest to the greatest. Here again, Brandon Killabh H. Hall.
Erin Ashley Simon.
Nothing means nothing. The man with no name when I have on the shades, yeah.
Okay.
Yo, this dude's weird.
All right.
A man with no name.
Okay, you're coming in hot today. Okay, I see what's happening.
Yeah. These not because I'm hubris either, as I was up all night. So.
Okay.
Oh, you forgot to put the cucumbers in your eye?
Yo, I was up all night, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The missus knows.
So y'all was just watching a movie pretty much? So y'all wasn't doing shit.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to do this last week, too. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, and may all your fasts be accepted.
Yeah. Well, you late now. You mad late.
Yeah, we're 5 days in.
I know, but you're supposed to do that off the cuff. You can't come in late with love. Like,
Yeah, my fault.
all right, whatever.
But that's what we were up all night doing, eating.
I don't know how I take that. But okay, we also have someone else.
I'm Wilson.
The intro. I'm Wilson.
It's consistent.
It is. Same cadence too.
Yeah, this guy's consistent.
Okay.
This guy is very consistent.
All right. Let's get into topics for today. So recent news. Obviously, recent episode with Jada Pinkett's Red Table Talk included the Curry family. Ayesha Curry is under fire pretty much because of some of the comments that she made on the recent segment. I don't know. I guess let's open the floor up. It was around the lines of, her just wanting some attention, and she delved into that. So I guess we'll open the floor up. And how are we feeling? What's happening?
Am I going first?
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening?
I'm indifferent. I'm sitting in between. One, I understand why she said it.
Okay.
Everybody has. Sometimes you go through these peaks and valleys of low self-esteem and just trying to bring yourself back up. And if you feel like you're worth it in a sense, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other hand is like, you could have kept that to yourself. you could. That's definitely something you could have discussed with him.
Yeah.
And not put that business on Front Street, because, in my opinion, and I know she's gonna attack me, but if I were to say that to my wife out in public, if I would say that, sometimes I don't feel like I have it, and I just want to know that I'm still wanted by someone, and it feels good to have other women say, hey, you're handsome, you look good, we appreciate you. My wife would kill me. I don't know if you guys know, she would literally, my wife is Arab.
Oh, no, I'm aware. I'm aware.
That's why I'm like a little nervous about my counter, but that's okay.
Well, go ahead, E.
No, what I was going to say is I think she already had a conversation or some sort of conversation with Steph, because they actually, in the Red Table Talk, there was a video clip of the mom somewhat a little tipsy telling her son like not to cuss and stuff on the court. And she said the only person who had that clip was Steph. So I think he is aware of the stuff that was happening on the Red Table Talk, or at least was prepared for it, because I feel like the relationship they have, and based off of what she was talking about, and just based off of the kind of guy that Steph is, they probably already had that conversation. Like, hey, I'm going to talk about some things, insecurity things, but just know where it's coming from. It's coming from a good place. So I honestly don't think he's going to be upset, because just based off of what they were saying and how he's been like as a man, as a young man, I don't think he would get upset about that stuff, because I feel like they already kind of have those conversations. She said that they did have a conversation one time when a chick came up and was a little too, crossing the line, and she got a little upset, and she's the one that's more the hothead and he's more the calm one. And she said that they had that conversation. So I don't think that she said that to be disrespectful to him. I think that they've already kind of set that. But I think that the main focus that I got from it, and like I said, I think she worded it wrong. Like, I guess I know where she was going. I think maybe she used the wrong example for it. But the main thing is like people got to realize these NBA players have like everyone throwing themselves at them, not just chicks, dudes, agents, brands. Like, you're at a point where it's like so many people are throwing themselves at you, and she's pretty much has been, in a religious family, a good girl. Anytime that anyone talks about them, it's always Steph. Then also another thing to pair with it that she brought up was that she's mixed.
Yeah.
So she's always had an identity issue for a long time. It wasn't like just when she just married Steph, she had that issue. She had that identity issue before. And I actually can relate to that, and I'll talk to that later. But kind of going back to what you're saying, not really like a counter, but just I think that she's already had that conversation because they brought up the fact that she's already talked to him about that stuff.
Yeah.
So she mismanaged her vagina in her younger years.
No, she didn't. What? I mean, could you?
Where does that even come from?
I mean,
Listen,
Could-
you said she came from a religious family. She mismanaged her vagina.
No, I didn't. No one said that she mismanaged her vagina.
No, I know.
Plus,
I, didn't say
I mean,
said
she
that.
married
I said
like
that.
one of the
I
top
said
NBA players and got like cheeks clapped by him. I don't think that's mismanagement. She did good.
Well,
That's
listen.
what I'm saying. If anything, if I'm looking at it, she got the bag. Like that's
If she's one and done, cool. But now that one and done, what if you want to go out there? What if that dude from the calf hall, the senior when you were a freshman wanted to get in your cheeks, and you didn't? You were with Steph.
I think she.
I
don't
think
she's
she'd be
thinking
okay.
about that.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
don't think
about.
she is
I
okay
think she'd be okay.
because now she's out saying like, man, I wish somebody would slide in my DMs, and not in those words.
No, all right. So I don't know what you're talking about, but all right. So this is what my going into this before because like everyone that clip went viral and we all kind of were like, oh, this is odd, right? After looking at the entire shit, I kind of get what she was saying. My defense coming in here was more so like I didn't like that so many people rallied behind her without having the context of the conversation. Like that's what.
Wait,
number
rallied
one.
behind or against?
No,
or what, against
rallied
her?
behind her
Oh, okay.
because it was like, well, no, she should feel like that. I just thought about if I like to Naz's point, like I feel like if a man were to say that, like if Steph says that, that looks crazy. It looks different, and I don't see people supporting Steph the way that people are supporting her. So that's one. Number two, for me, it was more of a deeper conversation. I could give a fuck about the attention shit just because women need attention. Like people need attention. I won't even say just women. People need attention. That may be something for her that really does help in some way, and that's fine. My only thing is, I looked at it. I was almost sad for her, and not for the hey, you're not getting attention. Hey, you're okay. Like I'm looking at a very established woman with her family, could be some of the happiest people that you would probably ever look at optically, and then now you can see something is off. Like you can see she's not completely happy in her life, and for me. While that may seem minuscule and people's like, oh, it's just, she just wants some attention or, oh, everybody wants to be noticed. I kind of feel like, and again, this is outside looking in, but for me, I'm looking at it like you have the husband that brings you on the road, that does everything that most NBA players don't do. You have the husband that is probably one of the silliest yet seems extremely genuine and humble people in probably that we all are aware of, and it still isn't enough almost. And so that's why I'm kind of like, it was more of one of those. It's more of one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know.
Looks like Wilson wants to say something.
I don't know what.
I mean, y'all pretty much covered all the bases. I mean, it's just all seems kind of foolish. Any person who thinks that their girl doesn't enjoy dudes hopping in their DMs or doesn't get flattered by that is crazy.
But well, that's my thing. My thing is like,
I think there's a point missing.
Huh?
I think there's a big point everyone is missing though.
Yeah, mine is about my bigger point is more so about self-love. Like I just feel like when you're connected with yourself, where you're in a different space, your energy is different. You start. I look at it, and I often say you look at life like the Matrix, where you see the Matrix with the lines, and you start to see things for daddy, and you start to see energy and things of this nature. I feel like you're there. You're sound. I feel like that's when nothing else ever matters, but what you're honed in on,
But I
which
still think
would be her family.
We are still missing one of the biggest points that she said, and I feel like everyone kind of breezed past it. You guys, did you not catch that she said that she deals with anxiety to the point where she has to take meds?
Yeah.
She has
Yeah.
mental health
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that people were overlooking with this interview. I think because like we could say, you know, oh, we don't understand self-love, and she literally has anxiety to the point where she blacks out. She said that she has anxiety so bad she has to take medicine.
Yeah.
She clearly is letting everyone know that she has mental health issues.
Yeah.
So she's not going to be able to process and handle certain things that people who don't have mental health can. I deal with anxiety, not to the point where it needs meds. And I can tell you, it takes situations that seem like no biggie, and sometimes it can amp that shit up and make it wild and crazy, and then you're feeling sick and all this stuff. So I think that like people have to understand that too. And I don't think it's necessary, and I don't necessarily think it's entirely a self-love thing. Like, I think it's, people have to understand that some of the most confident people, some of the most successful people, they have flaws. They have insecurities. There are moments where they probably think, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this well today, or I don't know, you know, I'm feeling horrible today.
Yeah.
And then if you add her anxiety to that too, that shit is amped up like 1,000 times.
Well, it is self-love. I was to go with Brandon. If she's had this from way back, that she's biracial and she's been on the fence, am I black enough, am I not black enough? And then on top of that, my husband's is bigger than I am, figuratively. How is he supposed to help? Like, this is, I know I might go off on a tangent and on my own little soliloquy,
will.
but I can't help you. Marriage is not a completion. I can't complete you. I can't complete anybody. You got to come in whole. You got to, whatever that is, nobody can complete you.
Yeah.
Oh, you complete me, and it's the Notebook, and we're going to run on the beach, hold hands, and all this other. No.
Are y'all going to judge me if I tell y'all I like the Notebook?
Yeah, I am going to judge you.
I don't like that.
No, you may not, Aaron, but I am the Notebook.
I don't,
what do you
clearly, I don't judge because he's sitting right next to me.
Bam fucks with me.
Clearly, I don't judge because I allow this guy to sit right next to me. But
I feel like I have to edit
guys,
that.
I just feel like when it comes to these kind of things, I feel like we try to sometimes make them so black and white. But I think with her situation, I don't think it's entirely black and white. And not to say that it doesn't include self-love. I just don't think that that's the only thing. Like there are the other matters that we have to consider because self-love. Listen, like. I deal with anxiety,
right?
But I have self-love.
But you're not
there are
meds.
but it doesn't matter. Like it's not about being on meds or not, because I could not be on meds because it's a choice that I don't want to be on meds.
That's dangerous. But go ahead.
No, it's not dangerous. There's other coping mechanisms. See, that's the thing. Mental health. People think that it is just black and white, and this is the only way.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's way more complex than that. And certain people have different triggers. If you watch the whole video, you would see that actually several of the family members deal with anxiety, and some of them have different triggers. Some of them, when in certain circumstances, like for example, Jada gets triggered when she's in big audiences. That's why she brings her son, her husband, her daughter everywhere. Then this younger sister, her trigger is a little bit different, how she responds. And then Ayesha's a little bit different. Even I think someone else also said they deal with anxiety, but not to the point where they're on meds. I just think that
everybody would deal with that if I was famous and there's constantly people grabbing me and.
But that's not. But that's not. It's not the.
Yeah, but this is my thing. So this is the other one commonality that they all had outside of Willow. When Ayesha
Willow like that.
No, because it's a reason why. But when Ayesha says, wait, hold on.
Just say it in an
Well, no, well, yeah, but Ayesha, one of them says, I don't want to mess it up, but because I just want to know. But one of them say, when they're going down about like what they're doing, she says, well, you have the opportunity to go on the road with your husband. And it's Seth Curry's wife or fiance or whatever it is. I have no disrespect.
No, it was a sister.
Sister.
It was a sister.
It was a sister. Thank you. So when she says you have the opportunity to go on the road with your husband, why don't you do that? And she said, well, my job allows me to do that, and I'm thankful for that. But I want my own identity. I want something for me. I could easily go and meet him city to city and see him, but she was like, I want him to come home and we have something together to talk about. I don't want it to kind of be in that shadow. Did y'all not see that the whole table erupted and said, oh yeah, I've been there. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Oh no, you feel like I feel like the one commonality that they all had was that they want their own. And I think that is, for me, was the biggest reveal, is that you have Jada Pinkett, you have all of these people that seem happy on paper. They seem happy, but they still are searching to have their own identity. Like that's
anybody in any relationship.
No,
man.
that's not. No, that's not. No,
not
that's not.
really.
I know.
What?
In the sense of having your own identity, but in the sense of how society, like when it comes to a marriage between a man and a woman, and especially if your man is famous,
Right.
sometimes the woman is, oh, you're such and such's wife, or such and such's wife. It's like they don't have that their own identity. Now, there are some men who are married to successful women and do deal with that. We're
Bobby
not going to
Brown.
say
Bobby Brown.
We're not going to.
Bobby Brown. What?
And Whitney Houston.
What about it?
Whitney was bigger than Bobby.
Yeah, but the difference was, again, you're still comparing two big platforms. Like Bobby Brown is still popping. What do you like?
I don't know. When he was married to Whitney.
What?
When he was married to Whitney, that was Whitney Houston's husband.
No, you're missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Bobby Brown was Bobby Brown. What attracted Whitney to Bobby Brown was Bobby Brown.
I don't think it was. He's saying he doesn't think that it's an identity issue with Bobby Brown. It probably was more like an ego
it's
thing.
An ego
because he went from being high up. These women were their husbands for the most part were the most famous one. Jada's a little bit different, but the other ones, their husbands were the famous ones.
Yeah.
They were just the wives.
Yeah.
They didn't have their big platform.
Even Ayesha Curry said, "Yo, the one thing that really hurts my feelings is the fact that when I'm out, there's times where I would have to introduce myself because they're so engulfed into Steph. They're not paying me any attention. Now, granted, I know what you're about to say.
You know the
what you got into. I get it, but I don't think anyone really knows what they get into until they're in it. It's the same thing. Like even when I started in music, I had a vision of music, and it was
entertainment industry.
Yeah, like the vision I had coming into it. I'm like, I thought Vacation, I thought Limelight, and all these things, and then. No, it's you want to fucking bust. You're uncomfortable. You stink. You gotta go take a quick shower, but then you gotta go. Like it's not roses. It's not what you at least are. It's depicted to be, and because of that. Now you're psychologically, you now have to re-strategize how emotionally you're going to handle these situations.
Also,
put on your big boy pants. Put on your big girl pants. Hello, welcome to the real world. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Hello, welcome.
Yo, but here's my thing. Why is it so
Hello.
blanket for you? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Because everybody wants to coddle each other and let me hold your hand.
No one's coddling.
Listen,
I'm not coddling either. I'm just saying I understand.
Coddling. She's just talking from her perspective.
Yeah,
That's all. Why can't she talk about?
No, she can. I totally respect. But don't sit here and cry and say like, well, I didn't know what I was getting into.
She didn't say that.
All right. Well, I'm paraphrasing. Excuse me.
She, but even with that, I think
Thanks,
again.
Listen, I gotta, because that's I think the point that people are missing is that this is an opportunity for these women to say that she's not saying that she's not ride or die or for the ride.
Yeah,
she's just showing a little bit of these are some of the insecure things. These are some of the issues that I've dealt with or have been dealing with or dealing with. She never says that she hasn't dealt with it. She's never said, like, there was one time where the introduction thing, she said it bothered her, but she spoke to her husband and he understands, and now that's not a problem. So she's just explaining and talking about her experience going through, because even Jada says she had some mad insecure moments where she was borderline wanting to fight a bitch. Like, but I think it's not necessarily for sympathy that she's doing it. She's just talking from a perspective of these are some of the things that I've gone through. These are some of the things I battle. She's not asking for you to be like boo-hoo, hold her and hug her. She's not doing that.
Yeah.
Neither were any of the women there. They were just opening up a part of themselves because that's the Red Table Talk. They have another episode where a basketball player talked about being molested as a kid and how he had a breakdown and he had to go to now he would go to a mental institution, and Doc Rivers was I think he played for Doc Rivers. I think this is the thing, like I think a lot of times people look at these situations as if like, oh, well, I don't have any sympathy. You're famous. They're humans at the end of the day. She's just, I'm not saying you, but a lot of people weren't sympathetic to that. They just focus on the one thing that she said. Did she word it wrong? Yes, she definitely worded it wrong, but I get
horrible, but I
get what she was saying because, listen, all of us at some point, and I've seen it with a lot of older people, sometimes they want to see if they still have it.
If I'm keeping it a buck,
They still want to see if they're little, they're sexy and all that.
Yeah.
A lot. And men do the same shit too.
I was about to say, if I'm keeping it a buck, I've seen grown men.
I know I got it.
Yeah, whoa.
I know it.
I don't know, because you keep bringing up what situation. Oh, did that? You saw how that person looked at me? You still bring that shit up.
Yeah, I always bring it up.
See, but that's your. Oh my gosh, I still got it.
Yeah, that's your.
Right. But
I feel good.
But that's the. No, but that's the point. The point is, you're older.
I feel good.
You're older. You were trying to still see if you got it. You said, "Oh, now I know I got
Why
it."
you say I'm
What's
old?
wrong?
I'm only 33. Like
I said you're older.
You are older.
You are older.
Brandon.
Like, bruh.
You months older than me.
You are older.
Can't prove that.
I didn't say you were decrepit. I didn't say you were old. I didn't say you were old fart. I didn't say you were a saggy dick. I mean, there's a lot of things I could call you. There's a lot of things I could call you. But that's the point. Like what she said. Honestly, she just said what a lot of people probably think, but no one wants to fucking admit.
Yeah.
About they want to know they still got it.
Listen, let me be clear. I've seen grown men feel like that about grown men, not getting enough acknowledgement, not feeling like accepted.
Yeah,
like
the men groupies. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I get it. I get. You see that often in music with artists. You know, when everyone has a team, everyone has people that they brought up that they've had around them. You know what I'm saying? And the moment that they start to get to a certain level, they look, well, damn, I don't have the same value, or I don't. You know, you guys aren't looking at me. I've been working. Like it's one of those acceptance things that I think you can apply to any aspect of life. I can for the I guess the civilians of the world, I could say when we in the office working, there's plenty of times your boss has asked one of your coworkers to do something that you know you could do better, and you've been working hard, you wanted that opportunity, but you didn't get that.
Yeah. You needed the pat on the back.
Yeah, like
put your big boy pants on. You're at work. Oh my God.
Yeah, Nas. I mean, see, Nas doesn't understand because he's getting his attention. He got the PSA, so that's his attention.
Yo, they listen. Nas,
but I'm sitting between apple pie and a cardigan sweater.
Put your big pants on. Put your big pants on. You didn't have to do that PSA. You could have put your big pants on.
I didn't
and
have
just win.
to.
I'm just saying.
I didn't have to. But
I'm just saying. You could have had your big pants on. Listen, that was your guys.
Help me.
I got love. I got love too.
Help me.
That was your. I'm on here too.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting between apple pie and a cardigan sweater. So.
Yeah, but she sits in between Steph Curry and having a dad who's an NBA, a father-in-law who's a former NBA player and stuff like that. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
A little bit. Stop it. Stop it.
Kyle brought up a good point too, which is it's another example of it, with Schoolboy Q feeling like how we just described, like not like feeling inadequate or less than, even though you know that you kind of embody a greater purpose, or you have all of these different attributes that you could apply, but just can't, just because of this big megastar now that is Kendrick that's leading the way. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He said that's Eminem for the past 5 years. I don't know if you guys heard that or not.
He said it's Eminem for the past 5 years?
Yeah.
No, where he's repeating because he doesn't have a mic.
G doesn't have a mic.
He doesn't have a mic.
Okay, my bad. So yeah, I just think it's interesting. I feel like the other thing I thought that was interesting is that no one else killed anyone else at that table after Ayesha Curry said that.
Because they kind of agreed with it.
They all agreed. They didn't they all said, girl, I feel like that too. You too, baby.
I would never
say
anything wrong about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Well, all right, here we go.
But she was there like, girl, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's going to a dark place.
She's just trying to make her feel good because everybody's been on Jada.
No, she was definitely not.
A different world.
Jada don't gotta do shit. She is Jada motherfucking Pinkett Smith. She don't have to coddle her and say, "Oh, girl, I feel bad." No, she gonna keep it real. If she says, "Oh, I feel the same," that's her saying, "Oh, I feel the same." There ain't no gray lines with Jada.
Since you keep your head up video. Keep your head up.
Yeah, you're a sick man. You know, like, why? Because it looks even worse with the glasses. Yeah, like you just like.
He's definitely one of those like older uncles on the corner trying to pick up the young chicks.
Why would I go to the corner when I go to the Dominican Republic?
You think? All right.
That's even worse. That draws. Oh wow. That could go to a horrible
Colombia.
discussion.
You got to hold on. Women do the same thing. Let's not sit here and say, women.
When did I
women
say
go to
men?
Ghana. They go to Nigeria.
When did I say men? I said that can go into a whole different context. I never said, men.
You put your arm back. Like, yo,
I can't put my arm back? I can't put my arm back, so you can wear shades. You can wear looking like you're a fucking like wannabe drug dealer over here, and I'm over here like putting my arm back.
Wow, why are you assuming?
I was gonna say something else. I caught myself. Y'all know I caught myself.
Shades. Now she's assuming that I'm a drug dealer.
There's something else.
You look a little NWA. You look a little NWA. I support.
No, but there was something else I was gonna say, but I can't say it. I can't say it, and y'all know why I can't say it. And that would have been a better depiction. If only they knew. Oh my gosh, that would have been a better depiction.
Moving on to assumptions.
Yo, so the only other thing I wanted to ask. Damn, now I forgot what I was gonna ask. Fuck. So the only other thing I thought about was Steph Curry's mom. I felt like
he definitely cheated on her or something at one point. You got that feeling?
I definitely got
that feeling with the combo.
Yeah, a little something that. But is that
Just say it. There ain't no filters on here.
Is it not? I guess.
Is it not expected?
Yeah. Like, do you not expect it though?
Also, now she's supposed to know the price of admission.
Yeah. I feel like when you're. Nope. Let me be clear. I feel like, when you're young and you're with someone of that magnitude, I don't know that she's aware of what that entails. Does she think? Yeah, I'm sure she does, but I'm not certain that she's like, I don't know that that's gonna happen. I'm sure she knows what she's getting into. Like, if we talking just how life is, it's the law of attraction. That's how people are. Like, it's not you're not supposed to act on it. But again, I do sympathize with artists, athletes, anyone of that nature that's in entertainment, because there are a lot of temptations. Yeah. Like, it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to keep going from venue to venue, from court to court, and it's on the way towards the locker room. It's a line of really, really attractive women. Like I
won't know that pain. No, I'm not beating them off at the. They're not waiting out by the Chevy.
You clearly have not been in this space at all, because you don't understand. You don't have to be a super celeb to get. Listen.
Like, let me be clear. Women have showed up in the lobby. Women have found rooms. Like, I've seen shit where you be like, fam, you were just in the last city. Why? How are you here? Like,
she came in the luggage.
Listen, and that's lower. I can only imagine someone with some coof.
You couldn't imagine a plethora of women, just a brigade of promiscuous women running over that hill.
But that's what I'm saying.
I've seen it,
you gotta. It's one of those things. I feel like, in it, vice versa, guy with girl. I know some pretty, established women that have groupies. Like, as a man, you got to be able to deal with.
Rihanna got groupies.
Yeah, like
she got male groupies.
I feel like it's just.
She definitely does.
I feel like it's one of the things
Looking at me crazy.
to being an artist. Being an artist or just anything, it's a part of it. It's what it is.
Rihanna got male groupies.
Yeah.
They definitely are there. Trust. So, Beyonce got male groupies. They definitely are there.
Ayesha has male groupies now.
Yeah. Well, I think she always did have male groupies, but like I think I was saying this to somebody. My other thing is, let's say if the whole DM thing was what it was, right? Do you really think that niggas are shooting their shot at Ayesha Curry when Steph is the best shooter in the world? Like, honestly, think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not about to go bucket for bucket with Steph. Like, how do you even match up?
Yo, he gonna be like, I'm gonna play horse for my girl.
Like, he ain't gonna win no horse. Any nigga with common sense is not going after Ayesha. How are you gonna beat Steph? You're not taller than him. He's light skinned. He shoots better than you.
It's terrible.
And he shoots. Wait.
Court,
and he shoots better without wearing his contacts. He can't even see.
Like, fam, huh? Yeah, like, but even that, he's dunked. Well, he missed the last two dunks, but still, he's still, like, you're not beating Steph. He's good with kids. He's on the kids' foundation. Like, it's mad pluses to him. Like,
yeah, because you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be a dunk contest. Let's do 2v2. You know he's gonna bring? He's gonna probably bring like KD or someone else.
Yeah,
you done?
Yeah, you got to. And I'm just saying, man. Ayesha, listen, you beautiful woman. I get everything, but niggas ain't coming after you. You got Steph. People want the other bigger and better things that they're trying to accomplish.
Low-key, she doesn't throw herself out there like that. She dresses rather conservatively.
But even that, I think she's a beautiful woman.
You can still
and I
get-
like
no.
her energy. What do you think hurts more? You responding and saying, hey, I think you're really sweet.
No,
and I think
because-
you're a great guy. Your profile picture is amazing. I'm just not interested.
No.
Or just the read and then not even like
No, I don't
acknowledging the read.
I don't even read because I can.
No, I'm saying, what do you think would hurt more? Like the read where you read it but you didn't reply, or the, yo, I think you're great and I think you're going to go on to do amazing things in your life. And
there's no
You know what
way
I'm saying?
to
Like-
But no, but
properly
even
come at a
there's
woman.
honestly in some situations when it comes to women, there's no right way to deny certain guys because they will take it the wrong way no matter fucking what. I could be like, hey, like it's great and all, thank you, I'm taken, I really appreciate it, but I'm sorry, I can't. I said that to a guy, still fucking in my DMs, doing crazy shit.
you fronting, because you don't know what you want.
You fronting. You
No,
want
but-
me. You
but this
want
is
me.
the thing.
Just
But that's the point. That's the point. Like, it doesn't matter for certain guys how you respond. They're going to take it the wrong way. So I'd rather just not talk to you.
Yeah.
Because you're acting weird. You're acting creepy and weird, acting fucking wild. I don't want to deal with that.
Why not?
now,
No.
Now, do you think it's because of your demeanor that makes guys swag turn off because they don't know how to approach you?
I feel like I've been very open with telling people don't go into my DMs. I've definitely tweeted that
no,
shit
I'm saying-
multiple
I'm-
times.
you-
Like,
no,
just
no,
don't
no.
go
You
into my
saying
DMs.
that means nothing.
Yeah. That doesn't matter. Niggas is still shooting. They don't care. They're
But
still
then if I
putting
don't,
buckets
if I
up.
don't
Like, it
respond,
doesn't
you
matter.
can't say, "Oh, I didn't know."
No,
I didn't know.
No, to them it's I just missed a few shots. I got to get back in the game. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back in the gym, work on my shot a little bit.
Like what Chris Paul did to Steph Curry. You were never in the gym.
Yeah.
Sorry. Except this time, I won the championship.
Yeah.
Chris didn't win. Chris didn't
He's
win.
never gonna win.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. Even Kobe said he was like, "Yeah, they're not going to win at all."
Never
Yeah,
gonna
no.
get
And he
it,
explained
never
why.
gonna
And he was
get it.
right.
They're not.
Never
Well,
gonna get it.
it's the mama. So
But
anything he
see,
says.
here you go.
My fault.
Anything he says.
In life, there are double standards. There's always gonna be double standards, so that's why people may feel a certain way with what she said. But guess what? There's double standards, and we just gotta deal with it because they're
Yeah.
not gonna change anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, your big boy pants, your big girl pants, tighten up your bras.
Add something to it though. You don't.
You what? Tighten up your bras?
No. Add something to the fact that they did talk about mental health stuff. You gotta be a little
Go
more.
get help, you know.
Thank you. There you go.
Go get help. Go.
What's
Don't
wrong
do
with
that,
you, man?
Nas.
All right,
Don't be an ass. Don't be an asshole when it
You
comes to
are
mental health.
insensitive. You are insensitive.
Don't be an asshole when it comes to mental health. Don't.
I feel like we need to do a segment on why you're emotionally detached.
He was dropped on his head.
No.
You were dropped. You told me a story you were dropped.
No, I wasn't. My mother burned me. I wasn't
Wow.
dropped.
Wait.
Okay, all right.
Ooh. On to the next segment. You know who also got a
It was by
burn?
accident.
You also know who got a burn?
Sure, it was by
Natasha
accident.
Tynes. She got burned really badly, but not by fire, but for doing some fuck shit.
Wow, it's like a 1993 WWE promo. You know what's got burned, brother? you know
who got
burned? Natasha Tynes.
Wait, what about that guy, that one wrestling guy who like did mad maths? What was that? He did like
Scott Steiner.
1/5 and this. I was like, damn, he really kept up with that. That was
Why
pretty
not?
impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, Natasha Tynes. So basically, what it did, long story short, she saw a woman working on a train. She was eating a meal, not near anyone else. She wasn't bothering anyone. She was off in one of those areas where no one should be.
Yeah.
She walked on by and she said, "Oh my gosh, you're not supposed to eat on the train. How dare you?" And then she put it on Twitter, contacted the train company. They're like, "Oh, we will look into this." Then everyone went on her and said, "Lady, she told you to mind her business. She was just getting a quick lunch. Why are you getting her fired for having a lunch?" And then you have a book that talks about apparently the challenges of being a minority writer. So you profit off of being a minority, but you ain't down for the minorities, essentially.
Yeah.
Couldn't even enjoy her little sandwich on
She
her
could. She probably
20-minute allotted time.
They might have given her just a 5-minute break. Oh, you only get 5-minute breaks. So she probably went off to the coffee. Okay, I don't have any other time to eat. Let me go quickly eat. We all have done that at work or done something to that capacity.
I'm listening to the
20-minute
story and I'm
lunch.
just trying to understand where, like,
Because somebody told her to throw her little, put the croissant away, lady. You can't eat it on the train. And then she going to take it out on the next MTA worker. Oh, yeah, she's over here eating on the train. lady, it's my allotted lunchtime. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Like, what? For what?
Like,
Yeah,
where can she eat? She works on a train.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm like,
There's no other
you
place.
want her to get off and walk to the corner store Starbucks and
There's
eat?
no other place for her to eat. That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, it's not like
Gary's
they have-
been on my back since about 5 a.m.
facts. Like,
Gary.
Yeah, he's been on my since about 5. Then this little kid threw up on. I gotta clean that up. I gotta clean that up.
Gary sounds like a jerk. I feel like
Yeah.
if your boss's name is Gary, he's probably a jerk.
And you know, Gary definitely said, "Yo, 20 minutes."
Or Andrew. Andrew sucks.
So, last week you went over.
Or Doug. Huh? Yeah. The
Last week you went
grandfathered employees. Yeah. I don't respect you.
Last week you went over. You was out there for 30 minutes to 20.
Oh my God, you stepped out to breathe for 2 seconds, so I'm gonna take 2 seconds off your lunch break.
And then he Natasha with your phone. I got you. Shut up.
That should annoyed me too.
Shut up.
But that's also people just be unhappy. Like people
Self-love.
People be unhappy with themselves. And again, I do really feel like there are people in the world that thrive off of causing misery. It does. There are people like that.
Misery loves company.
100%. And I feel like it's one of those things where you just have to. How do you even protect yourself from it? Because I feel like a lot of times people like that or situations like that, they just come out of the clear blue sky, and now you just in the thick of it, minding your business, trying to enjoy a good sandwich, and now we here.
Sandwiches hitting, man.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like I don't understand.
You know what you got to do, and it took me a while to really get to this point. You just got to kind of remind yourself to stay calm. Like I like to think, yo, you look crazy when you get mad.
Yeah.
Like you look like something, like you look funny, you look weird. So now I remind myself of that, and then I don't want to get mad because then I look crazy. And it's really not that serious. Whatever it is, it's not that serious.
Well, that's what I think about. I think about, do I really want to get mad and like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like, do I really want to get to that point? Because I feel like once I'm at that point, then it ain't no real going back. Do I really want to go there? Like, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, at what point do you kind of look at things like, nah, listen, I'm chilling. Like, it's not that serious for me.
Yeah. One of the greatest comebacks I ever heard was Tyler, the Creator. He said, "Your girl looks like my mom." That is hilarious to tell somebody when they're mad. That is.
I don't
Can you
know how to
imagine
respond to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
Yeah.
Because you can't get upset because if you're like, no, my mom's beautiful, but you're like, wait, what?
It's like, yo, imagine you like, I said, nah, Brandon, your girl looks like my mom.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, how you gonna respond to that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you can't be like mad.
I probably would hit you.
know.
You be like, yo, wait, what?
Well, on Mother's Day, I saw I judged a lot of people. Like, I saw people
Wait.
shooting shots at moms. Like, yo, your mom looks really nice.
There's a couple
Like
of
the
moms.
ex-
There's a couple of moms out
Fam,
there.
hey, fam, you're one of them. What's wrong with you?
I was. Don't ever do. I was not.
fit- no.
He was one of the moms. He was one of the moms.
I was
Look at
not
that.
doing
Look at that regular Nas
Don't do
out there.
that.
I was shooting a shot with
No,
moms.
I was not. No, don't you do?
I was out here wilding.
I was not doing that, but I
He
did.
was definitely going for Sonia Curry.
I did.
She was in her DMs at the
I
red
did see a
table.
couple of moms that was like, yo, hey, you look kind of good.
You're
But
a
I'm gonna keep
creep.
that to myself.
You're a creep, man.
OD.
I saw a lot of creep shit on Mother's Day, man. I was like, fam, you filthy bastards.
Hold on, so
Heathens.
Other people get mad if you comment that this person's mother looks good.
No, come on, y'all know what I mean. There's a difference between saying like
Your
you
mom's
know,
got the
is
meats?
your
Yeah.
mom.
Oh my gosh. Yo.
Your mom's got the
Fam,
yams.
I don't ever want to hear your mom has the yams, the meats.
Yeah, it's not Thanksgiving.
Like, yeah,
Only on Thanksgiving
I
you
don't
can
need
say that.
leftovers. I'm cool. Like, I don't want microwavables. I'm cool. Like, don't say nothing like that.
Your mom's
That's weird. Could women say your dad got the yams?
Yeah.
Or is that not allowed?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Yo.
kind of weird. I feel like
He got the pat.
Whoa.
No, but that's like no.
Yeah,
But
this
we
guy,
talk about
man.
food. We talk about
This-
food, not
yo.
UPS.
So if somebody goes like,
No,
yo,
we don't get meat packaged for foods.
whoa.
Yeah,
It's
please.
like, yo, what if you read somebody like your mom's is thicker than frozen peanut butter?
What's yo? Fam, why do you know these lines? There's a bigger issue here. Why do you know this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What are you
man.
gonna say? What are you
thick-
gonna say?
You know how thick cold peanut butter is?
What are you gonna say? Like your dad's hung like 3 pounds of grapes?
Hey, yo. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right.
Wow.
This is going left.
That was very specific. 3 pounds.
Okay. Jesus, take the
Double
lead.
standards.
That is very specific.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yo,
I couldn't go. No, I couldn't say because guys, the banana, eggplant are always used. That's the stereotypical one. So
And
he
peach, and
said
peach too.
So he said frozen peanut butter. So I was like, let me figure out one that's like
and
outside
now
the realms
warm
of
apple pie.
those. That we can add that, huh?
Warm apple pie.
No, but that's still like along the banana family of plants.
Sam, what's
so we
happening?
can't
What are
really
we
use
talking
that.
about right
your
now?
your mom's is thicker than a
Happy Mother's Day.
your mom's is stacked like Pringles chips. Ooh.
All right.
Oh man, but kind of going back.
I should have left that peanut butter.
But kind of going back, just to add a little more context in the conversation, the woman who snitched, I love how Chris put on snitched. Chris is down with this. So the woman who snitched is an author who specializes in the Middle East. She is on the verge of losing her publishing deal. She lost her distribution deal, maybe on the verge of losing her publishing deal. And she self-identifies as a minority writer, and she's from Jordan. And her book is about, I guess, is it about the challenges? Something about the challenges of minority. I could be wrong, but it definitely addressed the fact about being a quote-unquote minority in some capacity.
Everybody's black until the cops come.
So hold on. I want to circle back to Red Table Talk. You remember the girl? She said that her mom was white, father was black. And she said that,
Sonia,
that's what her
Okay.
name is. So Sonia says that, her mom is white, her father is black, and at no point growing up did she ever identify with the fact that mom is white, dad is black.
That's dope.
Right?
She
right?
shouldn't have to pick a side.
My thing is this, right? At what point, what do you think a turning point would be where you have to now look at your parents and break them up? Like, can you imagine what that's like? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, no, I do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know you.
I do.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. At what point? That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking the question. At what point do you say, yeah, all right, like my dad is white, or my mom is white, or whatever the situation is?
So I would say probably around the time that kind of conversation comes up will be probably like in elementary or middle school. Preschool, no one gives a shit,
Yeah.
right? But then there's some kids that end up being badass kids who obviously don't get spankings in their lives or anything or any kind of punishments. And then of course they're out here saying crazy shit. And so that's when you start to be like, wow, I didn't know that this was a big problem.
Yeah.
Not everyone's parents sometimes have these early discussions. My mom had these early discussions because my mom had that. Like my mom is black. She don't look black, but she is black and Puerto Rican. But because she's lighter than my aunts, they called her zebra. They called her the mailman's baby. Like all this stuff.
I got called that.
For me,
That's
even
hurtful.
I've had people tell me that like I'm not black enough or that I'm not Latin enough, right? And that's why I kind of connected with Ayesha, because I've been in that situation where it's like an identity, like, okay, well, what can I identify with? And then on top of that, if you accept both, and if you have black in you, like I've had people that are like, so what are you? I said, I'm black and Puerto Rican, because my mom is mostly Puerto Rican, and the Puerto Rican side that my grandma's from, there's no black on that side. So I say I'm black and Puerto Rican, and then people have to tell me, oh no, that means you're black. No, because there's even ignorance on the black side.
Yeah.
Because I'm Puerto Rican does not necessarily mean that I am black. Like, and not to, and I know that sounded a little bit crazy, but the point is like, if I want to accept both of those things, it's not on you to decide what I am.
Yeah.
Like what I am, if I'm black and Puerto Rican, I am black and Puerto Rican. And I'm going to be okay with both. One side's telling me that I just have to call myself black. And another side is telling me I'm not Puerto Rican enough. So then it causes that weird divide.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
some of us get to a point though where we're just like, I don't fucking care. Like, this is who I am. And I tell people all the time, like, I'm black and Puerto Rican just because I'm, clearly I am black. But my Puerto Rican side is actually Native American.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I want to say I'm both, I can say I'm both. Like,
So here's my question,
Yeah.
and Naj, you'll be able to answer this too, right? Having interracial children, do you think that you already kind of set your kids up for failure because your kids are interracial?
No.
Why?
My oldest. My oldest.
That's such a sinister laugh.
No, you know why? Because two separate incidences, and I guess this is how she identifies. She was with my mother one time while my wife and I were out, and in the middle of the pizzeria, unprovoked, my mother goes, "Your daughter stands up on the chair and yells, 'I'm black.'"
Fire.
Unprovoked. Unprovoked. Like, they're not even talking about race. Like, when she just decided, like, yo,
She said, I shouldn't wait. She's like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it.
Everybody knows, so it's understood. I'm black. And then just as recently in front of me, she did it when we went to the mall upstate. I'm talking with my friends, and she looks up at my friend and she goes, "I'm black." So she identifies as black, and my wife considers herself to be African.
Okay.
She says I'm Arab African, but she's I'm from Africa.
Okay.
So-
Because there is a difference being Arab, African, and
Yeah, no, but that's the way she was taught. Like in Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia,
Some of them are taught not to.
North Africa,
not to identify
Yeah,
with.
North
They don't
Africa
identify
is
themselves.
you're North African.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're Arab African, and then everybody else is Sub-Saharan African.
Okay. Okay.
So my wife is like, that's how we were taught. We were taught
Gotcha.
that we're North African, and that like she would say, and you could see her when she puts her arm out, like that's Africa down there.
Okay.
But we're different.
Okay.
And it's not until I drilled it in her head and then you're black.
Yeah.
You're still African. You're in Africa.
Black.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I thought it was
yeah.
interesting to hear her perspective and to.
But she's dope, though, because she keeps you in line.
Well, yeah, facts. I think it's just interesting simply because of the fact that when you're, I always liked the kid phase when you were a kid because you're oblivious to just toxicity, and as you get older, you now are open to this world where now you have to look at your loved ones a certain way just because of what the masses say or how it's perceived. And I just think it makes for a crazy development. Like I feel like you can go either which way, emotionally or even in your way of thinking about race.
Why do you think? And I ask this from the perspective of being on the outside a little bit because first of all, we all got a little something in all of us. Let's just set that straight.
Yeah.
But
And we all been in a little something.
whoa, okay,
Damn,
yo, he always got to take.
What's
See,
happening?
he always got this shit dirty.
Take the shades off.
Relax.
Take
no
the
more
shades
peanut
off
butter.
and like, what's
No
happening,
more
man?
peanut butter. You're cut off.
That was low-bearing fruit.
Yo, like
You're cut off from the peanut butter, son.
fam.
Anyway, let's go back. So what do you guys think from the two perspectives of when someone who is mixed identifies and embraces both, and then someone who is mixed that wants to identify just one side but not necessarily the other side? What are your thoughts on those two different perspectives?
I feel like everything is preference. Even though I think within reason. Like if you don't have any connection, like for example, like for you, interracial marriage between your mom and your dad.
Oh, interracial in the whole family, but yeah.
Well, in the whole family, right?
Yeah.
You could really identify with either one of those and still be good because that's your upbringing, that's your heritage, that's a part of you. I would have a problem with, well, not you, but just in general,
Yeah.
like, what was the name of the white woman that had the braids and that identified
Rachel?
with black?
Rachel, no,
Like,
excuse me. Call her by her name. Let me get her name.
Nah, I'm gonna
call her by
Rachel.
her name.
It's like Rachel
yeah.
Dolezal.
Yeah,
Fam.
no, her real name.
That's a wild last name. Let me
Chanel.
Dolenzar. Wait, you said her last
Yeah,
name?
it's like Dolezal.
Yeah,
Fam,
it is.
listen,
Excuse me, her
Dolezal.
name
Dolezal?
is Nikichi. Excuse me. Her name is
fam.
What's that say right there?
Rachel. First,
no,
no,
underneath.
the top part says Rachel.
No,
though.
Nikichi.
The top part says Rachel.
Nikichi,
I'm not calling her
Amari,
that. Even that, though.
Look,
Dalo.
Rachel's a beautiful black woman.
Yeah.
Okay,
She is.
let's just get that straight right off the bat.
Which brother? Who are you?
Wait, who?
Rachel Dolezal,
Well, welcome back.
or whatever her
Wilson.
name is. She's a beautiful black woman. Show
Yeah,
her the
look at-
respect that she deserves.
Wait,
Have you ever seen
Hold on,
this?
hold on, time out.
Photo right here.
Hold on, time
Put
out.
the photo right here.
Time out. If we're gonna respect transgenders, we have to
we go.
respect
Thank you.
a trans colored, a trans nigga.
Tag me in.
She's a trans nigga.
Whoa.
and we have to respect her as such.
Whoa, come on, man. She's African American.
Damn.
She celebrates Black History Month, just like we all do.
What? Hard. She wears dashikis. And she's a hairstylist.
She's probably blacker than us.
And I bet you she talks like this when she's talking about her boyfriend. She 100% does this.
Exactly. She seasons her food, I'm sure. She probably
has
cooks better.
micro
She probably
braids.
cooks better than most niggas.
She has micro braids.
Absolutely.
What are you talking about?
Show her the
100%
respect
goes
that
like
she
this.
deserves.
What
Is
are
all I'm
you
saying.
talking
Tell you
about?
another thing.
She's trans-colored.
Oh my God. What's happening right now?
Rachel, her name is Nikichi.
Disagree.
No, her name is Rachel.
No, excuse me.
Her
she
name is-
legally changed her name. Respect her.
No, I will not.
Respect her.
I don't have to.
You should. No, you
it's
do.
my God-given right.
No,
I don't
no,
have
no,
to
no,
respect
no, no.
her. I don't have
You
to
do.
respect her.
What-
And shame on you.
what
She's probably
what
blacker
what
than
you pounding
us.
for?
The nerve of you.
Because she's black.
If she identifies as a black woman
Get a look at that.
on the inside, that's what
temerity
she
of
is.
E.
You know what it is?
Respect her.
You know what it is? I have a number of
Nikichi.
No, I don't have a number of Nikichis. What I'm saying is I have a number of white friends, male and female, that are who I deem to be very black.
Yeah? Ask if they would trade places with you.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. In meaning, like they date black people.
Okay,
like
ask them
they're
if they would
in
trade
relationship.
places with you.
Yeah, I probably think they would. I'm in a good position. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
He's like, my life is
they would.
good,
Yeah, my
you
life is
know?
all right. Like, yeah, they would.
It doesn't work
Yeah.
for you.
I got a
it
job.
It does.
Social Security,
But no, but
you know,
yeah,
health
I'm
insurance.
cool. 401k. I'm fine. But
Pretty simple,
my
right?
thing is, the reason why I say that, I think when it comes off genuine, like everyone has those
So, hold on,
friends.
she's not genuine?
No, what
Why
I'm
not?
saying is when it comes off genuine,
Micro braids?
then it's a little bit more acceptable. Hold on.
Hold on, what's
we're
not genuine about her, though?
We're accepting her micro
She was the
braids.
head of the double CA.
Look,
double NCAA.
I'm done.
It is not a wrestling org.
She's the head of that.
He loses
she's
to
the head
a
of it.
wrestling org.
Is she not?
Is she a part of the WWE?
Oh, she's the head of it,
No.
right?
How?
NAACP.
She holds the belt
What
in the
are you-
NCAACP.
No, you're
She
talking
does.
about college basketball. We're talking about the NAACP.
NAACP.
That's what
She's
we're
the head of it.
talking about.
Right?
No, she was the head
Oh
of
my
the
God.
Northwest
Oh.
division.
Damn.
And then they found out she wasn't black.
She's still very genuine.
She's very dangerous. She changed her name, and she has black kids.
She dates a black man, right?
How?
Here's
I
my
mean,
thing.
you don't have to be black.
Yeah, that's not my thing. I'm talking
Let me not
about.
get to that conversation.
All right, so check. So here,
Let me not get to that
Here's my point.
conversation.
Here's my point. Chris is what's your nationality, Chris?
I would trade her for Tiger Woods. I would trade Tiger Woods for her.
No,
I'm just saying.
What? You're Chinese, right? Me and you are
American.
friends. I'd like to think we're friends,
Chinese
right?
American.
If one day I just woke up and started identifying as Chinese,
What's wrong with that?
but in the way that I did it was tasteless. So let's say I started walking around like this when I was
She
talking
didn't
to
do that.
people.
Hold on,
She
hold
didn't
on.
do that.
What was tasteless about what she did?
Let's say I bleached my
Hold on.
skin.
So
Let's-
if I want
let's
to be a
say-
woman, I get some titties.
Let's say I also take on some of your cultural preferences or cultural endeavors. I don't know the politically correct word.
Change your
right
name
now,
to
right?
Brandon Wu.
Let's say I do that. Let's say I do
Right.
that, right? At some point, when you think about heritage and honor and what it means to be Chinese, would you not? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah, that wouldn't feel right. That wouldn't
yeah.
feel right.
So hold on. So let me ask
hold
this: what's your thoughts on transgenders?
I mean, that's
How's
how
that
they
two different
identify
things?
as.
How's it two different things?
But what makes a Brandon Chinese then? If he wants to wake up tomorrow and be Chinese,
That's my thing.
Hold on,
Okay.
not wake up tomorrow and be it. And even if you did want to wake up tomorrow and be it, that's how you felt your whole entire life. You just didn't know it until that moment.
Yeah. So what's wrong with that? He
And then you take it
applies
serious.
to the Chinese American society.
so this is what
works
I'm
his
saying.
way up for Chinese American rights.
No, listen what I'm saying.
Changes- excuse me,
Hold on.
changes
You're
his
building
name.
the case on something that you're not. So let me just again add the context again. What I'm simply saying is there's nothing wrong with identifying. I'm saying when you identify where it is or looked at as almost mocking.
She's not mocking. This is her life.
No.
I wouldn't even say that she's mocking. I would say she's
living her truth.
Misrepresenting.
I would say she was more authentic.
Not every black woman wants to have cornrows and name herself Nikisha, whatever. Like that's
Nikichi.
She did more hairstyles than just cornrows.
Don't correct me on her name.
Hold on. So for Kris Jenner to just wake up one day and become
win
Christian.
Woman of the Year.
What's her name? Caitlyn.
Caitlyn.
For him to just become Caitlyn one day.
I respect it.
How?
Come on, fam.
The reason here's the difference. The reason why I respect it is only because she's not going around like dressing provocatively, like over accentuating herself. She
did a full suit.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What are you talking about?
But that's to make her feel
He
good.
won Woman of the Year.
You would do a full swimsuit if they were paying what they paid him. I would do it.
You're probably right, but I'm not going to do it.
Like, what are you talking about? That's not my point. My point is, I'm just talking about the misrepresentation. I'm not saying that what you're saying is true, and what you're saying is true.
Hold on.
You have the you have the right to feel how you want to feel and to do whatever you want. I'm saying there's a right and a wrong way to do it.
Hold on, Aaron.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Aaron.
All right, so y'all want to play this game? Do y'all like blackface? You okay with blackface? Are you okay with blackface? It's actors that put on blackface in movies for roles. Are y'all okay with that?
Hold on.
Answer my question. Are y'all okay with that?
Yes. Yeah. Hold on. Wait.
Oh, you're okay with blackface?
No.
You said okay.
Let me answer. I'm not okay with blackface because they're only doing blackface to hurt black people.
How do you know that? Maybe they wouldn't embody it.
There's a history of blackface.
No, Robert Downey Jr. did the movie with the Army movie where he played a black man.
He was playing a dude.
That was a little different.
Well, what about,
disguise.
Aaron.
But to kind of
Can I ask Aaron a question?
tanning.
Hold on.
Can I ask Aaron a
Tanning.
question?
No, she's on my side. Tanning.
Let me ask E a question.
Let Wilson talk.
Let me ask E a question.
Go ahead.
E, you're perfect for this.
Oh, really?
You're
Wait,
black
are you sure?
and a woman.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
You're black
99%
and a woman.
Sure that.
Almost.
Which one? Hold on.
Last time.
Which one offends you a little bit more? Caitlyn Jenner or Rachel Dolezal?
She's not going to answer that. That's a trap. She's not going to answer that.
Which one of those two is most likely to offend you?
I know
Because one is considered a woman, woman of the year. The other one is the head of the NAACP.
Fam. Stop.
Can't even answer this question when he's.
Which one? Hold on. If you had to pick one, which one irks you a little bit more?
Win in the ring?
Whose rules are
Which one? Wait, pick for.
So
Which one offends you a little bit more?
Which one of those situations offends you more, Caitlyn Jenner or Rachel?
Hold on. Caitlyn Jenner winning Woman of the Year.
No, that's
what
stop
he
adding
said.
caveats. He
That's
didn't
what
add
he
that.
I'm just adding that in.
You can't add that caveat. We're talking about
Which one seems a little bit less?
Brass tacks. Caitlyn Jenner, Rachel. Which one of those
Nikichi.
situations, Rachel? Which one of those would offend you more?
Caitlyn, but you refuse to call Rachel Nikichi.
You didn't even know her name to begin with, but okay.
Something I can pronounce.
So. Okay, I'm gonna answer it this way because that's a horrible setup of a question.
It was terrible.
It's a horrible fucking setup.
It was a booby trap.
question.
It's a
Pun intended.
But you're not gonna catch me with that one because I was already thinking. So, I think there are aspects in both situations that I think can offend both communities. Aspects of Caitlyn Jenner's that can offend the transgender community in some capacities. Because think about it. There are a bunch of people that went through so much strife, so much challenges to come out as transgender. And then, she comes out. Not to say that she didn't have any challenges, but she came out as transgender.
And got
I could see why some, and got all these awards and stuff like that. I could see why potentially someone in that community could feel a certain way. Not to say upset, but can feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we cannot sit here and speak on anything transgender. We can only speak from our outside perspectives because we ourselves are not transgender.
Yeah.
So we cannot say what they really think. But what I can say is I can see how both situations can be offensive. Now, the reason why Rachel, for me, is more offending because I am a black woman. The other one, I can't really
Talk
relate
about
to
it,
that
Queen.
because I'm not transgender.
So hold on,
I
I'm not
can't.
black now?
Hold on.
No. The point is I can't say if the other situation is offensive or not because I'm not transgender, and I will not sit here and say that I'm transgender.
Hold on.
But I can.
Okay.
But No, I'm saying the reason why the Rachel one is a little more offensive to me is because I am a black woman.
It's offensive
So
that
it
somebody
is-
wants to be black.
But you're also a woman.
No. You're
Caitlyn Jenner was not
No, but being
for
a transgender
60 years.
But being okay. You got like
Well, here goes what it all boils down to. You believe that someone can feel like they're another gender on the inside, but not another race?
No. First of all, I'm never gonna allow you to boil down anything I say.
No, I'm just asking.
No.
It's a question.
But no, what I'm saying is the reason why I felt offended to the Rachel one is because I can relate to, I'm a black woman. It's something that can affect me. I'm not saying that the other one is not. I just said I can't tell you if it's offensive to me because
She
I'm
won
not.
Woman of the Year. How is that? You're a woman. There are other women out there who put in more work than Caitlyn Jenner. Now, respect her choice.
Yeah, but then you got to break it down even more and say, okay, I think it could be even more that because she's a white transgender woman and not a minority transgender woman. You can break it down even more to
So let me
that.
ask you this: Caitlyn Jenner being a woman for all of what, 2 years maybe,
Up until
wins
that point.
Woman of the Year.
No, but what I'm saying
that's not
is,
offensive.
No, but what I'm saying, first of all, as a black woman, how many times have you think that white person has gotten an award over
that's
someone
what
who
I'm
was
saying.
born in
Let's
certain?
not-
let's
No,
get
we're
off
gonna
of-
go
no,
there.
let's get
We're
off
gonna
of
go
race.
there because
Just
no,
as
no,
a
no, no,
woman.
No. But no, you can't
No,
just
race
say
matters.
as just a woman because as there are people that get selected over me because I'm a woman. There's people that get selected over me because I'm black. That's a dual dynamic situation.
So it doesn't offend you that somebody that was a woman for less time than you and is way older than you won Woman of the Year.
So the reason why that situation is because media perceived that as a positive thing.
But you're okay with it.
But let me
Okay.
talk. That situation is. I'm not saying that I don't think that wasn't right that they gave her the award, and not to say that she did it. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have given her the award because of the transgender situation. I'm just saying that there were other people that I thought should have won the award.
You're
Simple
pretty much
enough.
saying, listen,
But
you can see how people
Hold on,
could be
let-
offended.
let he
but
finish.
what I'm saying is the reason why I can see while the Rachel situation, I feel like triggered more people in the sense of like black people or people or women. Not to say that the Caitlyn one didn't, but when that situation happened, and even if we felt a certain way, media is going to always perceive that as a positive thing, in a good light because she's white. So, but the Rachel one, because she wants to be black, there are people that want to spin it into a negative way because she wants to be black. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it hasn't. And I'm not saying that I'm not. And I won't even say offended. But do I feel a certain way about the awards that could have gone to someone else? Yeah, it could have gone to someone else. But that's not because she's transgender. That's just in general. There are awards and that people get awards for shit that I think that other people should have gotten, right? But what I'm saying is because the Rachel situation, and maybe this doesn't make sense, but the reason why I can understand why people feel a certain way about that is because how media perceives for example, if someone wants to go, if Rachel, no, I'm trying to think of a better person. If there was a black person who was lighter skin, right?
Okay.
And they wanted to go to be identified as white.
All right.
They wouldn't have an issue with it. There have been times where people tell my mom, "Oh, why don't you just identify as you're white? You can pass." There's not a problem with that. But if someone who is light skinned and wants to be dark, even if I wasn't offended by that situation, there are other people that will twist that situation because she wants to be black.
But she didn't.
Okay.
She didn't put
But
on
Kate,
makeup.
but Kris Jenner looked nothing like a woman.
I think you guys-
became a woman.
I think you're missing it.
He's not passing.
No.
I just
oh
said we
my
were going in
gosh,
circles.
guys. I'm the only one who could speak on this shit right now because I'm a black woman and I'm a woman.
That's why
and
I'm
I'm
quiet.
trying to explain how this situation can be perceived by certain people. And it's not even just being perceived. Some people looked at the situation because she's transgender, right? I don't have a problem with transgender people, right? With her situation, like, for example, if you are 10% black, but you don't look black, you can rock being black. You're 10% black. I don't care. There are people who are very light skinned who are African, who are black. I'm fine with that. My situation with this, though, is one, there's no medical, so far, there's no medical thing in terms of, oh, I feel like I'm black. the problem is a lot of people, there's been a lot of situations where people wanted to be black or to do things and be black. But the problem is like when shit got hard, they left.
But she didn't. She changed her name.
But
when it got hard, she changed her name.
I'm talking about when it happens. I'm talking about when it happened. But people probably looked at it like, oh, she's trying to be black? What the fuck? That's why people were upset. You have to.
Okay, before the record.
You also have to add in, though, this comes on a time when being black started to be the in thing. So you have to factor
being
that
black's always kind of been in.
Yeah,
after the 90s maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. After the 90s is when it started to be cool.
So you're questioning her
What do you think
genuine.
Elvis was doing?
You're
After
questioning
the
how
90s?
genuine.
No, he
Who do you think he ripped
No,
off?
No,
I'm
Elvis
just
wasn't
saying-
trying to be
Kevin
black. He
Wu?
was trying to take.
No.
He took
Yeah.
black.
Yeah, no,
he took
what-
black
so-
music.
What
He
I'm not
wasn't trying to
questioning
be
it.
black.
What I'm
Elvis
saying
is so
is
far from being
that
black.
is happening amongst a whole bunch of other things that are happening in the news that are racially what's the word? Charged.
I'm trying to figure out how you guys can support Caitlyn Jenner and not support
I
me.
never said I
understand.
supported her.
So hold on. So if we're
I'm saying
sensitive towards one
accept.
person's
That's
feelings.
the word I should have used.
Hold on, so look, so if we're sensitive towards one person's feelings, even though we may not understand it, we should be sensitive towards the other person. So, for the record, you're okay with both Kris Jenner being Woman of the Year and also Rachel Dolezal,
Caitlyn Jenner, not Chris.
perfect, being and
Oh,
Rachel
yeah, that
being
was-
head of
oh,
a
yeah.
black organization. We're okay with both those things
Wait, what?
because we're sensitive towards
I
people's
didn't hear the question.
I didn't hear it.
identification.
Say it again.
So, since we're sensitive to people's identification, we're okay with Caitlyn Jenner winning Woman of the Year, and we're also okay with Rachel Dolezal
I
being
just
head
said
of a
I'm
black
not-
organization.
No, I'm not okay with both. I don't. The ward thing has. Okay, like I said, the ward thing has nothing to do with her being transgender. I have transgender friends, like, and I think that the thing is like, I spoke to them and I learned so much about that community. I'm not a pro at it, so I'm not going to speak on that. But what I will say is, I don't have a problem with Caitlyn Jenner being transgender. Do I think
No, of course
that
not.
she should have got that award? There were other people that I felt like should have got that award. It has nothing to do with her being transgender. I just felt like there were other people that should have got that award.
Other
now,
women,
women people. And then with Rachel, cool. You want to be black? That's whatever. But you can't be the head of the NAACP.
But then why can Caitlyn win that award?
Did you not just hear what I said?
You're going
You
in-
literally
yeah.
are not hearing what I'm saying.
No, I'm sorry. It's just that when one situation you use stronger language. I don't know if you notice it. You're using a lot stronger language in one
So I think
than the other.
the main thing with Rachel was that she self-identified as mixed. So she claimed and she misled people by saying that she identified that she is African American, Native American, German, Czech, Swedish, Jewish, and Arabic. So there's a difference, I think, because one, you're misleading and saying you're one thing, and then you're applying for a job that maybe you might need some of those qualifications to be the head of the NAACP. So she misled and told everyone she's mixed with all these different cultures, and she won. So
Okay. So that's like isn't there like a sexuality thing where they could be a man one day,
No, you're
a
reaching.
woman
You're
the next day?
reaching. You're reaching.
No,
You're
there
reaching.
is no. It's called like translucid or some shit.
It's not a man on one.
No, it's
I don't-
not.
I don't-
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
know. So
No,
I
it's
can't-
not.
I don't know.
I know.
So
I
I
know.
can't comment.
I know.
You can switch.
I know what he's trying to say, but that's
I know.
not
I know what
it.
he's trying to say. My mom just did her dissertation on it. No, and that bill has not been passed yet. As of right now, it's just sex and gender. And when you go to apply, eventually it will be transgender and one other thing. It's not there yet. So until that happens, again, you can't.
No,
you
but
can't
there's
try
one
to
where they
use
could be a
that.
man one day and a
you
woman-
can't.
no, there is.
No, there is not. No, there's not. No, there's not. Medically speaking, I'm saying medically speaking, when they are evaluating you, I know when they're evaluating you, it does not show that yet. Legally, it does not show that yet. Will it? Yes. There's a bill that's supposed to be passed.
Are you
for
talking
it.
about hermaphrodites or?
I'm talking about hermaphrodites. I'm talking about transgenders. I'm talking about anything.
no.
of-
I'm more so talking about transgenders. Like,
But even that, it still fits in the same cloth.
It's-
That new option when you
there's-
go to
yeah.
apply for a job or when you're being checked into a medical facility or anything like that will be an option for people. It's just not available right now. It's really very granular of male or sex option, male, female, or gender.
But what I'm saying is there's a name for it. Like if Caitlyn Jenner said he's a man again, we have to call him a man. He can pick to be whichever one he wants.
But if he wants, but this is the
Yeah.
thing. If he wants to, if he just wants to back out and he's like, oh, I don't want to be a woman anymore. I want to be a man again. Then he's not transgender because you have to have dysphoria. Dysphoria is where you essentially like, actually, you know what? That's gonna be your homework. Look up dysphoria.
Dysphoria
In order for you to be transgendered, you have to have this condition. It's called dysphoria. People who like one day are like, oh, I wanna dress like a man, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're transgender.
Yeah.
And
Like there's that
Nikichi
little.
doesn't have that.
So is dysphoria?
Dysphoria? Nikichi.
Is that a mental
No,
illness?
that's not. There's no sufficient evidence for dysphoria when it comes to ethnicity.
Why not?
So because there's not sufficient
sufficient
evidence when it comes to. Oh my gosh! Like
All right, we're going in circles. I guess let us know your thoughts on this. It's a pretty heavy conversation today, but I feel like just even with the Red Table Talk and just even with a lot of topics that we covered today, there's a lot of layers to everything when you really look at it, from race, gender, to transgender, to creed, to religion, to just overall beliefs. And then, you know, when you think about your upbringing, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and let us know what you're thinking. Grassroots Podcast. Again, hit the notification button, and that's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I'm Brandon Killabh Hall.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm Regular Nas.
I'm Wilson.
And we out.
Grassroots.